Welcome to Change Management, an Introduction to Change Model e-course. This e-course is the second in a series on change management. The information included in this course is from the Change Basics book written by Jeffrey and Linda Russell. Throughout the presentation, basic rules for change will be shared. While there are several rules shared throughout the book, this presentation will only highlight a few that are considered key. You are encouraged to watch the entire change management series as each presentation builds upon the previous. Today, you will receive an introduction to the change model. We all know that change can be difficult. However, the implementation of a change initiative can be even more difficult. Leaders are tasked with destabilizing the status quo and moving the organization and employees toward a new way or level of work, often at a higher level of effectiveness. Let's look at basic rule number 11, creating a sense of urgency. A felt need for change is the first requirement for moving an organization in a new direction. Let's take a closer look at this first step and other steps in the four-phase model for change.
The change model we are introducing today has 4 steps: creating a felt need for change, introducing the change, revising and finalizing the change plan, and stabilizing and sustaining the change. Let's look at each phase more closely. The first step is create a felt need to change. The goal in this step is to unfreeze the perception that the status quo is adequate to meet the challenges of the present and future. The focus here is on creating a sense of urgency for change. Some actions a leader could take to create that sense of urgency include: clearly identify what needs to change. Determine why it needs to change. Immerse the team in data that highlight department, campus, or district strengths and failures. Be sure that these data support the existing problem and need for change. Last, help your staff recognize the consequences or impact to the organization if change doesn't occur. Even further, how does it impact each staff member personally if the change doesn't take place? Creating that sense of urgency is the critical first step. If that isn't accomplished, then the team will be less responsive to the proposed change and can create a negative tone toward ongoing conversations and actions. The second step in the model is introduce the change. Once you have created that sense of urgency and established the need, you offer your team a clear path toward a solution to the threat. The clearer the vision, the more you will be able to clearly articulate the benefits of the change. Be prepared for some pushback at this step. The key to success in this step is the ability to channel the anxiety people are feeling into hope and positive action. Actions a leader can take in this step include: ask employees to explore other ideas that address the problem. By asking for their input, you are creating opportunities for buy-in. Work together as a team to define the ideal state you are seeking and how that vision can be reached. Listen to your employees' objections, concerns, fears, and losses without judgment. And be open to employee-based solutions.
The third step is to revise and finalize the plan. It is important to integrate the ideas and suggestions of your team at this phase into your plan. Primary tasks in this step shift from introducing the change to being open and receptive to challenges facing the change and honoring employee ideas and contributions to the challenges. Leader actions during this step include helping employees identify hidden opportunities associated with the change. It may include training and leadership opportunities. Encourage your employees to find creative solutions to their questions about change and their role in the change. Last, adjust the change vision, strategy, and plan to reflect suggestions and ideas from your employees and other stakeholders. The last step is stabilize and sustain the change. Reinforcement is central to this phase. Leaders must facilitate a process that builds in strong incentives and reinforcements for the desired behaviors. The failure to create this system is a major cause of change failure. Leader actions in this step include identification of the action step for stabilizing and reinforcing the change. In other words, give people time to mourn the loss, provide needed training, find opportunities to build your team, and don't forget to recognize and celebrate accomplishments. Let's look at basic rule number 14. Sustaining new ways of thinking and acting by employees requires active reinforcement. Without reinforcement, the behaviors will be extinguished. Be sure to also develop performance measures to evaluate results from change. It is important for employees and other stakeholders to see growth and the results of their hard work. Another action in this step includes laying the groundwork for the next change. The leader does this by listening to the voice of the customer, what they are saying, and identification of the customer requirements. The next change e-course takes a closer look at employee and other stakeholders' responses to change during implementation of the change model.
For additional assistance, contact the Department of Professional Learning and Improvement, PLI, at 817-814-3400, or check us out on the FWISD website.